Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of attachment styles and how they impact our relationships. Attachment styles, first identified by psychologist John Bowlby, describe how we form emotional bonds and interact in relationships. Think of it like this. Our early experiences, especially with our primary caregivers, lay the foundation for how we understand love, connection, and vulnerability in adulthood. These early patterns of connection, these attachment styles, can significantly influence our adult relationships. Whether we're aware of them or not, they shape how we show up in romantic partnerships, friendships, and even our relationships with colleagues. There are 4 primary attachment styles: secure, anxious, avoidant, and disorganized. Let's explore each in detail and discuss strategies for navigating them in relationships. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Let's start with the good news. Secure attachment is possible. People with a secure attachment style generally feel safe and comfortable with intimacy. They don't shy away from vulnerability and are able to express their needs and feelings openly. Securely attached individuals tend to have a positive view of themselves and others. They believe in their worthiness of love and connection, and they trust that others will be there for them. Securely attached people are also comfortable with conflict. They see disagreements as an opportunity for growth and understanding, not as threats to the relationship. Secure attachment isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up authentically and allowing yourself to be seen, even in moments of imperfection. You're able to communicate your needs clearly and directly, without the fear of rejection or judgment. You can set healthy boundaries, knowing that your worth isn't tied to someone else's approval. And when conflict arises, you can approach it with a sense of curiosity and a willingness to understand your partner's perspective. But what if you find yourself in a relationship with someone who has a different attachment style? The key is to approach the relationship with understanding and compassion. Recognize that their attachment style is a reflection of their own experiences and doesn't diminish their capacity for love or connection. Be patient with their process and encourage them to explore their own attachment patterns. Building a secure attachment with someone takes time, effort, and a whole lot of courage. It requires showing up authentically even when it's scary. It means being vulnerable even when you're afraid of getting hurt. And it means choosing connection even when it feels easier to turn away. Explore your own attachment style and how it might be influencing your interactions with others. Let's talk about anxious attachment. If this resonates with you, you might find yourself craving closeness and reassurance in relationships. You might feel deeply, love intensely, and sometimes worry about your partner's feelings or the security of the relationship. But sometimes those longings can lead to a fear of rejection, a constant need for validation, and a tendency to overthink or overanalyze your partner's actions. It's like walking a tightrope, constantly seeking balance between your desire for closeness and the fear of pushing your partner away. So what leads to this anxious attachment style? Well, it often stems from early childhood experiences where caregivers were inconsistently available. These early experiences can create a deep-seated fear of abandonment and a constant need for reassurance. Navigating relationships with an anxious attachment style can feel like riding an emotional roller coaster. You experience the highs of intense love and connection, but those highs can quickly plummet into lows of insecurity and self-doubt. And while it's natural to want reassurance, relying solely on your partner to soothe your anxieties can put a strain on the relationship. Your needs for security and connection are valid, but it's important to find healthy ways to meet those needs within yourself as well. One of the bravest things you can do is to start communicating your needs directly and honestly with your partner. But here's the catch. Vulnerability is scary. It means opening yourself up to the possibility of getting hurt, of having your fears confirmed. Now, if you're in a relationship with someone who has an anxious attachment style, it's important to approach the relationship with empathy and understanding. Recognize that their fears and insecurities are real, even if they seem irrational at times. Be patient with their need for reassurance and try to offer it in a way that feels genuine and authentic to you. Encourage them to seek support from a therapist or counselor who can help them explore their attachment patterns and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Remember, healing from an anxious attachment style is a journey, not a destination. Let's dive into the world of avoidant attachment. If this resonates with you, you might find that independence is your middle name. You value your freedom, self-sufficiency, and you might even equate emotional closeness with a loss of autonomy. Relationships can feel like a bit of a puzzle, a dance between wanting connection but also needing your space. You might find yourself pulling away when things start to feel too intense, or when your partner wants to get closer. It's not that you don't want love, but sometimes it feels safer to keep people at arm's length. This dance of closeness and distance often stems from early childhood experiences where emotional needs weren't consistently met. Maybe caregivers were emotionally unavailable or discouraged vulnerability, leading you to believe that independence is the key to survival. So, you learn to rely on yourself, to build walls around your heart, and to equate vulnerability with weakness. But here's the thing about walls. They might protect you from getting hurt, but they also prevent you from experiencing the fullness of love and connection. Navigating the world with an avoidant attachment style can feel like walking a tightrope between wanting intimacy and fearing its potential to disrupt your sense of self. You might crave connection, but as soon as it starts to feel real, you pull back, seeking refuge in your independence. This push and pull dynamic can be confusing for both you and your partner. Remember, vulnerability isn't a weakness, it's the birthplace of connection. So how do you navigate relationships with an avoidant attachment style? The first step is to acknowledge and accept your attachment pattern. Recognize that your need for independence is valid, but it doesn't have to come at the expense of intimacy. Start by identifying the triggers that send you running for the hills. Now, if you're in a relationship with someone who has an avoidant attachment style, patience is your superpower. Understand that their need for space isn't a rejection of you, but rather a reflection of their own internal struggles. Let's explore the complexities of disorganized attachment, a style often rooted in experiences of trauma or loss. If this resonates with you, relationships might feel like a confusing mix of longing for connection and fearing its potential to bring pain. You might find yourself wanting closeness one moment and pushing it away the next. This push and pull dynamic can be incredibly difficult to navigate, both for you and those you're in a relationship with. It's like having a conflicting internal compass, one pointing towards connection and the other warning you of danger. It's essential to remember that disorganized attachment often stems from early experiences where caregivers, the supposed source of safety and comfort, were also a source of fear or threat. This could be due to experiences of abuse, neglect, or having a caregiver who struggled with their own unresolved trauma. These early experiences can create a deep-seated fear of intimacy, a belief that love is inherently intertwined with pain. Navigating the world with a disorganized attachment style can feel like walking through a minefield. You crave connection, but you also fear its potential to reactivate past wounds. You might find yourself drawn to people who are emotionally unavailable or who mirror the dynamics of your early relationships, unconsciously seeking to heal old wounds through repetition. But here's the thing about repeating those patterns. They rarely lead to the healing we seek. In fact, they often reinforce the belief that love is inherently painful and that we're undeserving of secure and fulfilling relationships. So how do you begin to heal from a disorganized attachment style and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships? The first step is to acknowledge the impact of past experiences on your present-day relationships. Therapy can be an invaluable tool for healing from disorganized attachment. A skilled therapist can provide a safe and supportive space for you to explore your past wounds, challenge negative beliefs, and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Remember, healing is not a linear process. Be gentle with yourself and celebrate every small step you take towards creating a more secure and loving future. Understanding and navigating different attachment styles can significantly enhance the quality of your relationships. It's about recognizing that we all come to relationships with our own unique histories, our own ways of understanding and experiencing love. By recognizing the characteristics and needs associated with each attachment style, you can foster healthier, more supportive, and fulfilling connections. It's about approaching relationships with a spirit of curiosity, a willingness to learn and grow alongside your partner. Open communication, patience, and a willingness to grow together are key to overcoming attachment-related challenges and building a strong foundation for your relationship. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful content.